Hello. Yes, good morning, class. Yes, good morning, everyone. How are you all? Can you hear me and can see my screen properly? Yes, Ushna. Walaikum assalam. How are you, beta? Yes, what about others? Yes, Abdullah, Aiza, Alina Salman, Iman Adnan, Hadiqa, Iman Hasham. How are you all? Walaikum assalam, everyone. Walaikum assalam, Zain. Okay, means you people are all fine by the grace of Allah, and let's start our class today. So, class, as you all know that we have started our final term course, final term syllabus, and you know very well that this chapter, force and pressure, is included in your final term. It is not in your midterm syllabus. Okay, so today we are going to start our lesson with a recap of the previous topics which we have already covered in the class or in previous lectures, right? We have already learned from page number. Please, I want all of you to open your books as well in front of you, so that if I give any important definition or some important points, to write it down or to take the note of it, you will mark it on the book or will write it somewhere. Okay, so please open your books, hold your pencils in your hands, everyone. And I believe that everyone has opened the book on page number 240 till 245. Today we are going to recap the lesson force and pressure from page number 240 till 245 that we have already covered in previous lectures in the month of October and in the class as well. We have discussed this with pretty good manner in classes as well, in person classes. Okay, so today we are going to have a recap that what we have learned in our previous classes. We have learned about the force. Please tell me if my voice is clear. Yes, as I'm not getting any answers from your end. Yes, class. Please let me know. Yes, hello. Yes, Hamza Anjum, this chapter is for five. Yes, this is for final term. Yes, good. Very good question. I have already told you that this whole chapter is not included in your midterm syllabus, though we have started it, but we haven't included it in our reinforcement or review. This chapter is your for final term. Okay, this is in your final term syllabus. So let's start. What we have learned about the force and its different types. Effects of forces we have learned about frictional force and its positive and negative effect, and how to reduce the negative effect of force. Can anybody tell me what type of force is this? The stretching of rubber band. Can you name it? Yes, quickly. Shanti, please check at your end. Shanti, the voice is, I am already speaking aloud and my voice is clear to everyone. Only you are complaining. Okay, Zen, this is the stretching force. This about this rubber band, this is the stretching force. Now, this one, tell me about this one. This some object is being, yes, some object is being, yes, stretching. This is stretching. Yes, Alina, good. Stretching. What about this one, Alina? What about this one? Yes, where I have pointed the laser. Yes, this one is called, which type of force is this? Which type of force is this? Pulling, no, not pulling. You said this is twisting. Though it's a type of force, pulling, pushing, and but we have learned some other type of forces as well. The actions we have learned, that is lifting, pressing, stretching, they all involve push and pull. So first one, this is stretching. The person is stretching the rubber band. This is pulling. This one is pulling. This one is called, yes, please write it down. Lifting. Yes, Alina, lifting. Good. Excellent. Yes, and this one is called pressing. Pressing the foam or mattress is called, this is the type of pushing or pulling, and the action we perform is the pressing. Right? I'm repeating again. Lifting, then stretching, twisting, and pressing. Right? Everyone got it? Okay, now, yes. Good, Hamdan. Excellent on. Yes, Sohema. Excellent, beta. Excellent, everyone. So next is types, effects of forces. When we do such actions like when we lift something, stretch, twist, press, all they involve pushes and pulls, but they have different effect on the object or on the body. Like first one, move a stationary object. When we push or pull a object, if it is moving, it stops. If it is moving, its speed can be changed. So like here in this picture you can see the if the player stops the ball or pushes the ball or stops the ball, the speed of the ball is changed. Likewise, here the person is kneading the
Miss?
dough. Yes. Who has unmuted himself? Yes.
Miss, your voice is not clear.
Hello. Yes. So this person is kneading the dough, pizza dough. It means he is changing the shape of the body. He is changing the shape of the object. When we press something, it means when we put a force, when we apply a force on any object, it means we are changing the shape of the object. Likewise, changing the direction of moving object stops a moving object. So here there are 5 or 6 different effects of forces which we notice in our daily life when we apply push or pull. Just a minute, hold on class, just a minute. My voice is not clear. Just a minute. Yes, yes class, now let me know if this is clear. If this is clear, please let me know. And please focus on the screen. Focus on the screen rather to distract in the middle of the lecture that voice is not clear or voice is cutting. Just focus on the screen. So there are 5 different effects of forces when we push or pull. When we apply force on any object, there are 7 or 6 different effects which are like a force move a stationary object, it changes the speed of a moving object, it changes the shape of moving object, it changes the direction of a moving body, it stops a moving body, right? Next is friction or frictional force. Please start writing the definition of friction in the chat box. Start writing the definition of friction or frictional force. Quickly, beta. What type of force is this? Is it a contact force or a non-contact force? Is it a contact force or a non-contact force? Please start writing about it in the chat boxes. It's a contact force. We also call it a reacting force. Reacting force means when we rub our hand, one of our palm moves in the forward direction, another one moves in the backward direction. Like you can see here in the picture, we can see that in this picture, please focus on this picture, that when this man is dragging the box or pulling the box towards himself, the surface or the floor is applying the opposite force on the box, so that friction is produced, right? Friction is produced. It is a reacting or the opposite force. It's a contact force in the opposite direction. It is a contact force in the opposite direction. Please mute yourself, don't speak. Yes, good Saim. Yes, Hamza, excellent. It slows down the moving object. What happens when the man is dragging the box towards himself, the floor is applying an opposite or reacting force in the opposite direction. That's why the box is moving slowly. So we can say it's a contact force. It acts only on object when they come in contact, when they touch each other. Objects are in contact with each other. Many of our daily activities like walking, writing have been possible with friction. Now next is the examples of frictional forces, that how we are utilizing the friction or frictional forces in our daily life. First of all, friction is used in writing. When we write down on the paper, friction helps us to write it. It helps. Yes, just a minute. Somebody is writing yes.
Miss,
yes, either right.
Your voice is so clear.
Who is this? Saim, beta, please.
I cannot listen.
Please check at your end, because here everything is okay. I have checked it twice. Okay. Yes, Mahad, please unmute yourself. Stop your camera. Mahad. Yes, Saim. Hello, yes. Hello, everyone. Okay. Okay, Mahad. Okay, now I have muted you from here. Okay. Okay, class. So these are the positive uses of frictional force. First of all, this is that we use the friction in writing. When we write on the paper, we make use of friction. Okay. Next is when the parachute is up in the air, it is flying, it comes down when we make use of friction. Air resistance help it. Name of the chapter, miss? What's the name of the chapter? Mehraj, please look into your book. This is force and pressure. So In the second way, we make use of air resistance, that is the friction in the air. Third is when we use the shoes which have rubber sole shoes. They give us better grip when there is when the soles of the shoes they have spikes. Next is brakes make use of friction to stop the vehicle. Brakes make use of friction to stop the vehicle. Next is negative effect of friction. These are the pictures which are showing the negative effect of friction. Wet brakes are less effective in stopping the motion. Wet brakes are less effective during the rainy season. The brakes are wet. Brakes of the vehicle they get wet, and they are having less friction, due to which the bikes or vehicles they slip over on the road and the brakes doesn't work. So it is less effective due to less friction. Next is the air resistance slows down the cyclist. In this picture, there are three different types of forces which are acting on the cycle. First one is the air dragging, the air resistance. Third is second is the gravity. Third is the power of the road, that is the rolling resistance. So first, the very important one is the air resistance or negative effect on the cyclist is the air resistance, which slows down the motion of the cycle. Next is it causes wear and tear. Fourth one, it produces heat. When there is a friction, when we rub our hands, we feel it warm. This shows that friction produces heat. It causes wear and tear with the when tires of the vehicle they face the friction of the road, they wear off, they worn out. Okay, they worn out with the passage of time when they face the friction. Now here we come to know how to reduce the negative effect of friction. How to reduce the negative effect of friction? Smoothen the surfaces in contact, use air cushion between the surfaces. We have learned each and everything in the online class and in our in-person class in the school. Okay, place ball bearing between the sliding surfaces, put wheels or rollers between the sliding surfaces as in conveyor belt, lubricate surfaces in contact with oil and grease, streamline the bodies of objects which move through the gases or liquids. Right, a streamlined body is the shape of the body which helps the objects in air or in water to resist the air and resist the water. Means air resistance and air friction and water friction, both can be resisted by the streamlined body of the object, like shape of the fish, shape of the body of the fish, shape of the boats, shape of the birds in the air or airplane, helicopters. They all have the streamlined bodies, means some broader or pointed from the front end and very narrow and pointed at the back. So this type of body shape helps the objects in water or in the air to face the resistance or friction in air and in water. Okay, got it? Now today we are going to learn about the magnets and the magnetic field and the force that is produced by the magnet, that is called magnetic force, right? We are going to learn about the magnetic force. Mehraj, this is not the mid-term chapter. This is the final term chapter. I have already told each and every student. I have already announced that this chapter is not included in your mid-term syllabus. It will not be coming in the mid-term exams. This is for your final term. Please remember it. Now focus on the screen what we are going through. Today we are going to learn about the magnetic field and magnetic force. Now, if you remember, Alina, Yusera, Zen, and the entire class, if you remember, I have shown you a very small piece of magnet, which when we are bringing it near the metallic scale or some scissor or some metallic object, it when these objects come nearer to that piece of magnet, it attracts it. It attracts it. So if I hope that everyone remembers it. Yes, Alina, good. So what happens when we bring magnet near any metallic object? It tries to attract, it attracts the metallic object. This is the property of magnet. This is called the non-contact force. Means when the objects are not in contact, the force is applied. So it is called the non-contact force, right? So a magnet is a material or object that produces a magnetic field. Look into this picture. Class, look into this picture. These are the crushed pieces of iron. Iron is a metal. We all know that. These are the crushed pieces of iron. These are called iron filings. What we call them? Iron filings. So when we bring them near the magnet, the field that is created around the field that which is produced, magnetic field which is produced, we cannot see it. It is invisible field, but it can be felt. It can be felt. This field can be felt but cannot be seen. So when we bring the iron filings near the magnet, or when we bring the magnet near the iron filings or any metallic object, the field attracts or catches the substance, tries to attract or attaches itself with the metallic object. This type of force is called the non-contact force. What do we call it? Non-contact force. This magnetic field is invisible. We cannot see any field, but we cannot see any field, magnetic field, but we feel it. Okay, it is invisible but is responsible for the most notable property of the magnet. Like here you can see there is a piece of a magnet, and if we bring the coin, copper coin, near it, this line shows that this line is invisible, but we feel it when we bring the coin, metallic coin, near the magnet. It attracts it towards itself. This is due to the magnetic field around the space of the magnet, the field that is created by the magnet around itself. When we bring the metallic objects in this field, the magnet attracts it and attaches it. Okay, so next is, look into this. In this picture you can see this is the imaginary line which is being created by the negative and positive poles of the magnet. This is the magnetic field. They are showing that magnetic field is formed or produced in this way, so that if we bring any other magnetic material or metallic material within this field, this bar magnet attracts or attaches it with itself. Like here you can see in this picture, here is a piece of a magnet, and a person, if he is pulling this weight towards himself, but the weight comes nearer and tries to attach itself with the magnet. This is due to the non-contact magnetic force and field. Magnet is producing a magnetic field around it, and the magnetic force attracts the two objects closer. Okay. Next is a magnetic field. Here the definition of magnetic field. A magnetic field is a place in a space near a magnet, and in a magnetic field, electric current or force moves which acts on any other magnetic material. Right? Clear? Is this clear, everyone? The magnetic field is strongest around the poles. We know that magnetic field is strongest around the poles, though it is also present in the center of the bar magnet, but at the poles the magnetic field is very strongest. Now let's see the opposite. These are the two opposite poles of the magnet, north and south pole. Right? North and opposite poles, they attract each other. Opposite poles, they attract each other. Same poles like north and north, they repel each other. We have done this experiment in the class, and when will you come in January in a school, we will we will observe this in the class. Okay, here you only need to learn and observe it through the screen, that opposite poles, they attract each other, or same poles of the magnet, they repel each other, right? Now, magnetic force, this is due to the magnetic force of attraction produced by magnet on magnetic material, or we can define it, it is a force of attraction or repulsion between unlike and like poles of magnets respectively. Means unlike poles, these are the unlike poles, they attract each other. Same poles means like poles, they repel each other, right? Now next is, it's a non-contact force. Now please open your book on page number 246. Please mark the important points. I think I have let you mark in class as well, but those who haven't marked, please capture the screen and mark
Is
the
this
screen.
page number?
Page number 246. Beta, this is page number 246. Mark this page. Shanti. Yes, beta, I have taken your attendance. Have you all marked it? Okay, now let's move to the question answer session. Yes, okay. Let's move to the question answer session. Okay, define force. Yes, start writing the answer of this question. Define force. Yes, quickly write down the answer of this question, Shanti. Yes, Meeram, good. Yes, only push or pull? Push or pull exerted by one object on another object. Write down the complete answer. It's a push or pull. Force is a push or pull exerted by one object on another object. Next is, how friction helps us in writing. How friction helps us in writing. Yes, Ushna. Of course, yes. Yes, everyone. Good. Next question, how friction helps us in writing? Those who know the answer, please write it down in the chat box. Yes, Abdullah Irfan. What is a magnetic field? What is a magnetic field? Yes, Mariam, right. It gives us grip. Friction is used when we holding a pen. Yes, and friction is also, I have already described it, that when we start writing with a pencil on a piece of paper, the carbon of the pencil lead, the particles of the carbon, they rub off. They rub off on the paper, and the carbon particles, they leave a mark on the paper. Carbon, yes, right, Abdullah, excellent. Okay, what is the magnetic field? Write down the answer of the magnetic field. Very short time is left, beta, time is getting over. Please write down what is the magnetic field. Friction helps the parachute. Yes. What is the magnetic field? Yes. It's an invisible field that is created by the magnet in the space surrounding it. Okay. What is the magnetic force? Air resistance, Abdullah, why are you writing
Yes,
air
Miss,
resistance? We are not talking about the air resistance right now. Magnet, magnet is a force of, I don't know, magnet is a piece of a metal which exerts a non-contact force on other magnetic material. What is a magnetic force? I'm asking. Magnetic force is a force of attraction or repulsion. Yes, Hamdan. Yes. So Hema, yes. Good. Excellent, everyone. Is friction a non-contact force? Tell me yes or no. Is friction a non-contact force? Or give me a reason why we say that friction is a non-contact force. Quickly, beta, quickly. Because when the two objects touch each other, only then the friction is produced. It's the contact force. Okay, and magnetic force is a non-contact force. Okay, now it's time to yes. Yes, class. Friction is a non-contact force because, friction is a contact force because when the two objects come in contact with each other, only then it is produced. Okay. Now, please, beta, here I want to discuss something about your home assignment. I will upload the assignment right after the class. And hello, yes. Yes, I will upload the assignment right after this class, and please make index properly. Write down when you are writing the index, write down in the bold letters in the index about the final term, like you have written about the midterm. Same in the same manner, write down about the final term, and also make a title page for final term syllabus, right? For final term, when you are going to start today's assignment, make a title page before it and write down final term over it. Got it? Okay. And in the next week there will be your weekly quiz. I have given the syllabus for the weekly quiz in the assignment today, and your weekly quiz will be in the next week on Wednesday right after your class. Okay. In which copy? Alina, in copy 1, in science copy 1. There are 3 questions, very short 3 questions, and it will be easy for you people to do it because you have already learned. Yes. Final term syllabus. Yes. KB page prepare karna hai. Yes. Title page you need to prepare. Okay. Okay, class. Then, okay, then see you next time. Allah Hafiz. Take care. Allah Hafiz, class.